Listen, the enemy is trying to get you to quit and to stop, to throw in the towel. How many ways can we say the same thing? But God is saying, you cannot. You cannot. You will not. So I'm going to make it make sense. But hi, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments. So what I received to share with you is that oftentimes when you are geared towards and walking in your purpose, that's when the enemy attacks, right? Now, you've probably heard the notion or experienced it where you feel like you're on a roll, right? And then you're just like, all of a sudden the other shoe drops and you're like, God, why is this happening? What is going on, right? And what I received to share with you is that oftentimes God just allows space for this chaotic scene to come into play just to check your resilience, not your resilience, but your perseverance, right? How badly do you want it? How much do you believe that this is for you? Sorry, I'm just saying all kind of stuff. But how much do you truly believe that this is your purpose and your truth, right? Because just as like with my hair and stuff like that, I'm over here playing around with it, trying to get the proper look. The enemy will provide distractions, right? He will come in and take us off course, or at least attempt to take us off course. But the only reason why God will allow this to happen within these situations and circumstances is just to check your resolution. Right? Check how devout you actually are. And we're not talking about in like a toxic way. It's about channeling and being focused. It's about channeling that energy that can easily be used for damnation or chaos or any of those types of things. Instead, using it towards something that's positive, your purpose. It's about finding that purpose behind your pain and actually using it for the betterment of man is what I receive. It's not even about just you. It's not even about just you. It's about what's been put on your heart. And whatever's been put on your heart is, again, not about just you. It's about your gift to the world, right? So listen, Marissa Moments is who I am. The give and receive is my gift to the world. I am the vessel in which he is using to help provide clothing to other people in the community, right? And such is life. We often get these missions put on our hearts, and then we allow fear to maybe override our faith, or we allow the enemy to come in with these distractions to throw us off course, or all of these different types of things. But what God is saying is that you have the capacity and the capability to continue on with that purpose and with that mission. However, you have to use your free will and your determination and stand on faith as opposed to fear in order to bring it to fruition. You may have had certain dreams, certain things that you have on your heart that you're like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to go to school, or I'm supposed to share my story, my testimony with other people to let them know that they can survive as well. Or maybe I'm supposed to cook for people in order to provide that healing, because there is a certain amount of healing that comes from a good meal, right? Or maybe I'm supposed to just sit and hold space for others in terms of like therapy or counselors or things like that, right? Because you have that capacity. However, if you allow the enemy to throw you off track or derail you from your purpose, then you'll always, what I hear is, exist within the pain. Ooh. Because if you don't find and apply that purpose behind that pain, then all you will have is pain. And what happens behind that is, what I'm receiving is that builds up resentment, anger, angst, and all of these things. And you're creating these generational curses for future generations to come, because we are the ancestors of tomorrow, right? So whatever we instill within ourselves, whatever we decide to heal, whatever we decide to acknowledge, whatever we decide to grow, whatever we decide to pursue, is what is the legacy that we're leaving for our children or our neighbors or our cousins or whomever, right? Because it's not just about whatever finances you can leave in the bank for people, but it's about that generational wounds, right? It's about that healing. So all of this to say, you have the capacity. However, we have to understand that society will try to program us through our distractions, which will throw us completely off course from the mission that God has put on our hearts. So we have to stay focused. We have to be mindful in our healing. We have to stay within the light, because the other piece is that darkness can be comfortable. We can find comfort within the discomfort of the darkness, but we can't find comfort within the discomfort of the light. It's because we're acclimated to darkness. We're acclimated to toxicity. We're acclimated to wounds and just angst and resentment and anger and all of those things. It's easy to get in that motion. It's not easy to walk within the light. And that's why, listen, that's why they say being a generational curse breaker is not for the faint of heart, but it is for you. Because you aren't the faint of heart. You aren't weak. You aren't weak, especially with him by your side. That's why you've been able to come through everything that you have come through up to this point. And you will continue to get through everything that comes your way in the future, because all of these tests are leading to your testimony. Everything that you've experienced to this day, and not to say that you have to like it. You definitely won't like it. You might cuss, you might fuss and all those things, but guess what? You're going to cuss and fuss as you're overcoming, as you're walking through it. So find that purpose behind that pain. Don't allow society to distract you from the things that God has placed on your heart. It's not about impressing him or her or they or anything like that. It's about walking in your divine truth and aiming to please him and doing what he has put on your heart. But the only way we're able to discern what he actually puts on our heart is by healing, because otherwise that discernment is just going to be wounded. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Apples and tomatoes, all the things, and bye.